Bassam is typing.
Hello. Welcome to our movie class. Today we'll speak about cult film, as it's written in Wikipedia. It's Krull or Krull, teacherly. How would you say it?
Krull.
Krull, okay. And
Like
I know,
skull.
I know a trick. Teacherly taught me a trick. Think about this like cruel school.
Skull.
School, yeah. So. What is it about? Let's retell the story because I know that Leila did not have time to watch it. So let's make you know the story. Sergey, love story. Yes, it's love story. Sergey, can you start, please?
Yes. I will try. This story about about a planet where two kingdoms have war between them, and prince and princess love each other, and this helps them to have finished war between them. And after that, suddenly инопланетная
Alien.
Alan Best to напал
Conquer it, attack it, maybe.
attacked this planet and have killed all parents and all people in this in two kingdoms, and addicted the princess.
Kidnap it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And after that, the prince have to find this princess with helpers. This is troops with very clever old men and with the special devices like a boomerang and the medallion.
So is it an English word usually, boomerang? Can you call it so?
Boomerang is an English word. The glaive, that I don't know that word. It acts like a boomerang. You throw it, it attacks, and it comes back. So you can call it a boomerang if you want. Glaive is the movie name for it.
Okay. So what else? How's the story?
Yep.
It's all. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Gerard, did
So
we
the
miss
aliens kidnapped the princess, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the aliens live in a fortress called the Black Fortress. And this fortress is like a rock mountain, a steep rock mountain, and it changes its position every day. So every day is in a different position. So it's very difficult to know where it is.
Yeah. So it's a kind of special planet. Like there is some magic. There is some, I don't know.
Some soldiers that are called as Slayers, and a big alien. It's called a beast. Some monster.
Hello, Diana.
Hello.
Hello.
We already started, but I think I can summarize the movie again for you, just for practice. Okay. So it's just a romantic story. It's all about love. It's love story between Montecchi and Capulet again, as always. So it was two different kingdoms who was hostile to each other, and they have prince from one side and princess from other side. And as always in such cases, love is happening, and the war is ended because of that. But there was some difficulties, and one of these difficulties it was that alien invaded this planet, and they killed like all high society, all these soldiers, maybe not all, but many of them.
Okay.
And they kidnapped the princess, so it was a problem. So prince had to find a way to liberate her, to bring her back. And I think it's all. Usually, do you have something to add?
It's kind of it's a little bit like the movie Dune. It's kind of a primitive society, but they have some technology or seemingly magical powers. The prince and the princess together have a special kinship, a special ability. The woman can reach into water and pull out fire.
Wow.
And then the prince can grab the fire from her hand and use it like a weapon. So these two together are very powerful because they have this special ability to control fire on demand. And it seems like, and this alien, it turns out, I don't know why, but this aliens always, these ugly aliens always want some beautiful human woman to be their bride. I don't know why. So this alien kidnaps her because she's beautiful, and he wants to make her the ruler of the planet and marry him and all this other good stuff. So the princess doesn't like this idea, so he's got to go save her.
Well, my impression was that there are not too much dialogues, more action than dialogues. But one line is longer than other. It's when alien convince this princess to what, I don't know, to marry him or something, to love him, something like this. So it's another romantic story. Alien fall in love with this lady. Okay, and what else? The world itself is kind of magic. They use some magic. They have some prophets and cyclops. Is it the word? Cyclops?
Cyclops.
Cyclops. Okay, Cyclops. And that's all.
The alien has the ability to clone people, if you will, and put an evil changeling in the place of someone. So at one point he controls a beautiful woman, and he's going to get this woman to seduce the hero.
Wow.
And he lets and the alien lets the princess watch and says, "Your husband's going to cheat on you." And she says, "No way. Love." No, he says, she says, "Love is eternal.
Wow.
Power is fleeting." So she watches it, and the alien girl's about to kill the hero, and she pulls back and says, "No, I'm supposed to kill you. I could have killed you, but in this 1 hour since I've known you, I love you." And she didn't kill him. And then the alien guy kills the changeling clone, and the pretty princess just laughs at him. "See, I told you, love is more powerful than your power."
The guy seems so irresistible,
That's right.
No power can stop anyone from loving him. Worried for the princess. Why does she need such a husband? All women are falling in love with him.
That's right.
Powerless before his magic.
Just took an hour too. Just an hour.
It's like Christian Grey.
Yeah, but Gerard noticed it, and Teacher Lee mentioned that aliens are pretty powerful, right? They can create different magic. They can teleport this castle, or what's the name for this? This rock where they live. So they are very powerful. And for the first sight, it seems like no chances to win, right? There are no chances to win, but love can win, everything. So they're together again. Okay, do we have some questions about the plot? Any details we miss? Any questions? Sergey, everything is clear, or you need some,
No, I don't. I didn't ever see in all. And there's one question: why this society is medieval, like medieval in the Earth, and they wars with the modern society from other planet, and the good hero has only swords and the horses, but the aliens have special blasters and the special devices. It was a strange situation.
Yeah. But you just missed. I say that he has not only sword and horse. He has sword, horse, and love.
And and the glaive. Yep.
And this boomerang or something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else to mention is the symbol, the king of the prince's kingdom wears this special medallion of royalty, of power and authority, and it looks like a weapon called a glaive, which is a 5-bladed ninja kind of weapon.
Wow.
And for some reason, this glaive is hidden away in the highest mountain in a cave buried inside of lava.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why it's there, but the hero and his dying father said, "You must get the glaive." Well, a wise man taught him he must get the glaive to be able to win against the alien. So he climbs this tall peak and he goes into the cave and he looks around and sees the lava flowing everywhere, molten rock, and it's hot and burning. But because he's got this special ability to control fire, he's fireproof.
Yeah.
So he reaches down into the lava and he grabs the glaive.
Wow.
He is victorious.
Well, it's like the King Arthur's stories, you know. Only one who has the special power can take the blade out of the stone. So the same kind of idea.
Same idea.
Yeah.
And then the aliens, as mentioned, they had spears. They could shoot one laser blast. And then they had to fight manually. It only had one shot. So these aliens had one-shot blasters. So they were lousy shots, just like in Star Wars. They can't hit anything. So usually they miss, and then it becomes a sword fight against the bad guy. And when you kill them, they kind of disintegrate. And this little slug creature crawls into the ground. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
This planet's full of slug creatures living underground now.
Okay, Gerard?
Did you notice that the prince was climbing a mountain, a very difficult climbing, with a sword hanging on the side? But that would be very difficult, you know? At least put the sword in your back, so...
No. He's the hero, you know.
Yeah.
He needs all those obstacles, you know. And if there are not enough obstacles, he can create one himself, you know.
And the movie was too long because there were a lot of unnecessary shortage, you know, a lot of landscape, or what stupid waste of time, you know. 1 hour and a half would have been the ideal time for this movie.
Yeah. But what you called a stupid waste of time, it costed you know, like 30 millions to the studio. And it was 1980, and it was 1980. It was like a very modern special effects or something like this, you know.
Yeah. At the time, it was pretty fancy. I remember it.
So when now we look at that, we say, okay, what's the point? Why you show me that? So let's continue the story. But at that time, it was very interesting. And you know, we can see that in some movies. In some movies, we can see, you know, for instance, this Star Trek. Old Star Trek, they show you the, you know, spaceship for a long time with many details, you know. With nowadays, you got bored with it, but then it was like prophecy.
Right.
Yeah. So, but from modern point of view, I kind of agree. This movie kind of longer than it's needed, and most of the time, what happened? Hero is, you know, struggling with some difficulties. Just go straight and see mountains, swamps, something else. Yeah. Horses. What else?
It was also about teamwork. At the wedding, everyone got killed. Only 2 people survived. The princess got kidnapped, and the prince got knocked out, so he lived. So when it looked the bleakest, the darkest moment, this wise man comes down from the mountains. The old one, they call him, but he's not as old as me.
Oh, come on.
And he attends to the hero and heals him. And then the hero, now it's 2 people, the hero and the old man. So they got to save the princess, but they have nobody to fight with. So they got to assemble a band of adventurers. So they begin traveling, and they meet a cyclops, a one-eyed monster, kind of a one-eyed man, a giant, kind of like Hagrid in Harry Potter. So they meet this one-eyed Cyclops, and they find out that his race fought the aliens on another planet, and they made a deal. And the aliens let them live, and in return, the Cyclops were supposed to be given the ability to see the future. But they got cheated. The only future they could see was the moment they were going to die.
Wow.
So these Cyclops live their whole life knowing the moment they're going to die. So this Cyclops joins their party, and the aliens and the Cyclopses hate each other. And then they meet a magician guy who's kind of a clumsy klutz, but he can do magic tricks. Usually he can change himself into a goose or a tiger or a basset hound puppy. They meet up.
That's why you like the movie, right?
I like the puppy part. That was cute.
Right.
They pick up a small kid who's old. Okay, so to find out, the trick is they can't attack the bad guy because they don't know where his fortress is. It moves every day on this big planet, so they don't know where it is. They can't attack him. So the old man says, there's one who knows, who can see the future, and he'll know where it's going to be tomorrow. So they travel to find that wise man who can predict the location of the fortress the next day. And during the way, they meet some robbers, and the robbers try to steal their money, but they convince the robbers that I'm the king, and you should help me defeat this alien to save our planet. So a bunch of bandits join him. So now his party's getting pretty big, okay? So they continue traveling. They get the old guy who can tell the future, but now they've got to go to a swamp, in the middle of a swamp, to a certain place, and there he can tell the future. And on the way there, the bad guy kills him, and this little kid that travels with him is orphaned, so they pick up the little kid down here. So then the old man says, darn it, we can't use the old man, he's dead. We're doomed. Wait, there's one more way. The widow of the web. She can tell us. So it turns out the old man and the widow of the web, who kills everybody that enters her cave, they used to be lovers. So he says, I'm the only one that can go in and maybe live.
So that's why she's the last one he remembers, right?
Yeah. So he goes in there and he's climbing on this web, and of course she lives in some bubble in the middle of the web. So he's climbing there, and this crystal spider comes out and starts to attack him. And he goes, Lisa, it's me. And she hears his voice, and she stops the spider. And he gets inside the ball where she is. And he tells her that, you know, about the love and all this stuff and saving the planet, but mainly the love story melts her heart. And she says, okay, there's only one way I can help you. I can tell you where it is. So she tells him where it's going to be tomorrow, but now he's got to get out of the cave alive and get back to the band of party goers there to tell them. So she has this hourglass. So she flipped the hourglass to stop the spider from killing him so he could get in, but sand ran out. So she can only turn the hourglass one time to stop the spider from killing him. So to let him escape, she has to break the hourglass, and the sand will keep him alive. But when the sand runs out of his hand, he dies. And when she breaks the hourglass, that protects her from the spider, so she's going to die too. So both of them sacrifice their lives to get this information to the hero. So she breaks the hourglass, he grabs the sand, and he starts climbing out. And every time the spider comes at him, he drops a little bit of sand, and the spider stops. So he escapes. The spider kills the old woman. He runs back to the heroes. He yells out the location, and then the sand runs out, and he dies.
Wow.
So it's about sacrifice for the team. Okay.
Nice explanation, Gerard.
Yes, it reminds me the Lord of the Rings. So a crew of people go to fight a very evil power. It's almost the same plot.
Yeah.
And
so, okay, good. So then it turns out that the new location at sunrise is 1,000 leagues away. And they have no way to get there. It's way, way far. It's over in Russia from Florida, okay? So the Cyclops contributes his team contribution. There's a way. Fire mares. So there's a certain kind of horse on this planet that can go very fast and even fly through the air. So they capture some fire mares and ride like the wind and get to this new location after the right when the thing appears. They get there at the end of they get there the next morning, so it's about to disappear for the next time. So they got to get on. They got to get in quick before it moves again. So they just get inside. And the way they get inside, the Cyclops doesn't go with them at the very end. He stops early and says, "I can't go with you from this point. My moment of death is near. I'm just going to stay here and accept my death and die peacefully." So they said, "Okay, thank you for your help, blah, 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 blah," and they go in. When they get to the entrance, there's bad guys in there shooting their laser rays at them. They're taking turns. One guy shoots, goes away. Another guy comes up, shoots, goes away. So they rotate this one-shot thing to hold the good guys outside. And the sun's about to come up, and this rock's going to disappear again. So they got to get in quick, but they can't get in. It looks like they're doomed. But then the Cyclops comes riding in on his fire mare. Boom, 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 boom. He jumps off the horse, climbs up the side of the fortress, runs up to the bad guys, taking shots in his chest. Oh, kills them. And the door starts closing, so he holds the door open. And all the good guys go inside. And by not accepting his death peacefully and resisting it, he dies a horrible death of being crushed in between the doors.
Oh my goodness.
So he sacrifices his life to save the day. So it's about teamwork and sacrifice. So the party keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Oh.
Yeah. And at the end, we have like a very few person, right? Prince, princess, and maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, the magician, the kid, and the Lord Marshal, the bandit, the head bandit.
So do you remember the story about this K and this Marshal, this key, Sergey?
Repeat, please.
Do you remember this story, this line about this? How this, team worker, this gangster, got degree of Marshal?
No, I didn't remember the Marshal.
Yeah, so it's a strange story again. So he has a wristless
Tackles.
handcuffs.
Manacles,
Yeah, and to open them, there is a special key, and this future king, this prince, gave them key and say open if you want, and keep key if you want, right? But by law of this kingdom, this key belong to king and marshal. So this way you got this. What is it? Degree or what is?
Title, position.
Position. Okay.
So at the end of the movie, the head bandit, the head bad guy, a prisoner, is promoted to Lord Marshal of the Kingdom for helping the hero win.
Yeah.
So he gets to keep the key.
Yeah.
Not too much formal things, right?
That's right. You're hired. Here's the key. Let's go.
Yeah, but he had some merits, right? He helped it when no one wants to.
Mm-hmm. Suicide mission. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else about the story? We don't have questions today. Maybe because the story is so clear for everyone or something else. So we don't have questions. So
love, teamwork.
Yeah.
Good concepts, right?
Yeah, but I read Wikipedia page about this movie and I found that it was pretty expensive movie at the time, and it's the team who produced this movie did not get their money back, so it's kind of a failure, right?
Failure. Okay.
Failure. But anyway, the movie became to be cult, to be called like a cult movie. Why? Can we guess why it's cult movie? So as far as I understand, if people did not pay for that, they don't like it, right?
I guess it just didn't strike a chord with the large population, so it has a devoted fan following.
But what in general mean cult movie? How would you define this? It means a movie that everyone knows, or that, I don't know, produced a lot of idioms, that something like this.
I think a cult movie just has a loyal fan base.
Okay.
Not necessarily a big one, but they're loyal. They keep talking about the movie. They keep promoting the movie. They keep rewatching the movie, and they get other people interested in, you ought to watch this movie, you know, and it's like the movie is never forgotten because the fans keep it alive. Kind of like I showed it to you because I thought it was a pretty fun, entertaining movie. So, you know, I'm part of its fan base that says, you ought to watch this movie. So we keep it alive. So that's kind of a cult movie, I think. The fans keep it alive.
I think, yeah, nice explanation. Before that, I saw that cult movie is something like, you know, famous, like that make a lot of influence to the society, or something that procreate many new genre or something like this.
Maybe sometime that's also true. It generates a lot of famous quotes or sayings that also keep it alive. I'll be back. Make my day, you know. Lines like that keep it in people's memories.
Gerard, please.
We tackled several cult movies, you know. Remember Donnie Darko, Blade Runner, Thelma and Louise.
Even Thelma and Louise, right?
I think so, yes. Thelma and Louise is a cult movie, especially for feminists.
I don't know. I didn't ever watch that one, so
okay. So where we go? We can go to our pictures or to discuss something about this movie else. If you
I
please.
just want to mention two things. This is an old movie, like 1983. There were two actors in it that you may not have noticed or seen, but one of them was Liam Neeson. I think he's the Taken actor, right? He was one of the bandits that got killed. And then the character that plays Hagrid in Harry Potter, he was, I think, the Cyclops in this movie. In his younger days. I didn't recognize him, but there were a couple of famous actors in the movie. And the hero reminds me of Chris Pratt today. Chris Pratt's the Jurassic Park and the Passengers star. This guy reminded me of him a lot because he had the little, you know, small beard and kind of a tough, heroic character.
Well, my impression of that movie is that, you know, nowadays it doesn't seem too fancy. It's true. But regarding the age, you know, it was in 1980 something. If I watch it when I was young, you know, like a very young boy, it can do a lot of impression on me, right?
Yeah.
Because of these special effects, because of this, I don't know, actions or magic person characters or something like this.
Yeah.
So I understand why it's why we can call it cult, why it's interesting, why it's worth to see. But of course, for now, for modern times, it looks naive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see some pictures because we described it the story, but our ladies have not seen this, you know, guy still. But we know
how handsome he is. That's right.
Yeah, because you cannot stand without falling in love with him, right?
Yeah. Okay, show him to me. I'm the expert, yes, in this prettiness. Is that the guy with the beard, right?
Yeah, looks like Chris Pratt a little bit.
Yeah, probably the wrong angle, you know, but I'm
Yeah.
still not in love, you know.
You'll see more, okay. more angles, I think.
And the princess
A
is
nice
a
type.
redhead. Yep.
Mhm.
Princess, yeah. And this secret weapon, right?
Yep. The glade.
Glade.
It's a handheld star you can throw.
Yeah, but for me, it's definitely like Japanese ninja or something.
Yeah.
Shuriken.
It kind of has AI built into it. You just throw it and it'll sit there and do whatever you want it to do and come back to you.
Okay, so it's just a poster, right? Just two different posters, maybe. But we can see Cyclops here, and this, I don't know, what is that on the right picture?
That's the beast.
Yeah, beast, but strange
ugly.
angle. Yeah.
And then the Slayers on the left. You can see the Slayers in the left corner.
Okay, yeah. This
They're
one.
weird looking guys, yeah. So those are the Slayers, the invaders.
Yeah, very powerful again, this alien civilization. And what was their goal? Just to marry the princess? That's all? Nothing more?
Well, I guess they conquer planets.
Conquer the planet. What the goal of all the beasts are, you know, to conquer and rule.
Right, just power.
Okay. Sergey, let's start from you. What you can find on this picture? Something new?
We can find the desert with the Black Fortress, the fortress of aliens, and Chris or chasm. This is a big hole.
Like a canyon, right?
Yep.
Yeah, canyon, yep.
Okay, not
And
too much here, but this Black Forest is the thing that always teleport to the new place every day, right?
Yeah, and this is a spaceship. It just basically looks like a big mountain. It just goes through space and it lands on the planet.
Yeah.
So it's a spaceship mountain, if you will.
Yeah, and I had strange feeling in the beginning of the movie because it starts like a medieval like scenery or something, but then you see some rocket, landing on the Earth, and you kind of don't know what to expect. What is the saga about? Is it cosmic saga or something else? Sergey, please.
To be honest, I didn't understand the clue of the alien. Why they went to this planet?
Yeah, they go, right? That's what we discussed now. We think, as Diana said, to conquer our world, this planet, not our world, but this planet, just to own that.
Maybe they used the inhabitants for slave labor.
Yeah,
minerals, we don't know. Yeah.
Maybe oil, it's very.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
That mountain going through space takes a lot of fuel. Yeah.
There is a legend that says the prince and the princess who will defeat the beast will be the rulers of the whole galaxy, But I don't know why, because they don't have spaceships. So I'm wondering why.
Well, but it's a good point. Some things in this movie looks like broken lines. They wanted to develop them later maybe or something, but then forgot. So we have this legend, but with no continuation. Maybe just money run out. During the process. So no, no.
Maybe they were thinking about the sequel, but then it was too, expensive, as you said, right? So, and it was a failure. So they decided, okay, no sequel. So the legend will be unknown to our public.
Yeah.
Okay, next picture. Diana, please, for you.
Oh, I think this is a wedding or something, yeah? She's wearing a wedding dress. Yeah, lovely bride in her wedding dress. Yes. Okay, and that's the guy you cannot resist, right? So with the curtain. The guy with the curtain. Okay. So this is cloth. I'm sorry. Cloth mantle of royalty. Okay, it looks like curtain to me. Well, and there is guard, a lot of guards. Yes, just fancy helmets. How do you call this thing which when you put on your
Visor.
face? Yeah, visor. Yes, visor. It's open, so probably this is like because of this celebration. Yeah, they open the visor. Yes, and there are people around. So this is a palace, and so these are, how do you call them? People who are in court, like the nobility, all gathering together, so to celebrate the wedding of the prince and princess. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So and this how we call so this mask is a visor, right? Visor.
Visor.
Visor. This is the thing which closes this helmet, right?
And
Now,
this
in your car,
Mhm.
you have what we call a sun visor.
Ah, okay.
That comes down to block the sun from your eyes. We
Yeah.
call that the sun visor. Same
Yeah.
idea.
Nice. Okay, so close monthly of royalty. It's for royalty persons, right? For king to just to show the status, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not too many questions here.
He didn't have the medallion yet.
Gerard, please. Okay, here we can see the two kings who are unfriendly, so they want to reconcile by this wedding, because the reason also of this wedding is to reconcile so they can fight together against the beast.
So the beast is already there, so they know that the beast is there. Okay.
They're common enemies, so that's the main reason. But it looks like the prince and the princess knew each other, so it's like a good situation for them to get married. And we can see these torches that I guess they must have gas inside.
Yeah, probably. Yes, it's an interesting construction.
And the prince always wearing his sword, but he doesn't use it that much, during the movie. It's like, I think, in my point of view, it's a border, Instead, okay, nothing more.
So handle, it's a part when you get your sword, right?
Yeah.
Blade is a sharp part, and hilt, right? It's what protects you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is he wearing gloves? Why does he need gloves at his wedding?
I don't know.
It looks cooler.
He's not allowed to
It's
touch.
cold. It's chilly over there. Okay.
That's just, I don't know.
part of the suit,
Ah, okay.
So, but I think I read somewhere that this hilt has another name, like guard or something, like guard that protect your hand. Oh, maybe I'm mistaken.
We normally call it hilt. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Maybe hand guard, but normally a hilt.
Okay. Next one about medallion. Layla, please.
I was waiting.
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch the film, I could only describe what I have seen.
This is the prince's dad's dead body.
Okay.
After the bad guys attacked and killed everyone.
Okay, that medallion has, it is really interesting and it attracts my attention a lot. Does it have some magical power or something like that?
No, just a symbol.
Okay.
Like a symbol of a king?
Yeah.
Okay. Chain and medallion.
I can see a kind of cross there. Am I right? Yeah. So I love the gloves. Still very fashionable, these kind of gloves.
Yeah.
Notice he's wearing a left glove, but not a right glove, just like the hero. I don't know why.
Nobody explains all those details, right? Just like
yeah.
Okay. Maybe
So
he's
the-
left-handed, and he is just. But with Prince, he had his sword on the left side, so he should be right-handed, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably
No,
the king is
it's the
left-handed.
fashion.
Left-handed.
It was the fashion. At that
Ah.
time, the fashion was to wear your glove on your left hand.
Yeah, but if you are, using your sword, probably it is easier to use the gloved hand,
So
to
your
take the sword.
guess is the prince is left-handed?
I don't know. No, his
No, he
his
was
sword
right-handed,
was.
I think.
Yeah, his
But-
sword was on the left side. So to draw the sword, you should,
But I
use
think
your right hand.
I think you forgot that it's not a battle; it's a wedding. So this gloves, it's for dancing. It's for dancing.
Well, sword is for dancing, but still, it's on your left side.
No,
So.
gloves, not swords.
Glove. Okay.
Not to touch your partner.
Yeah. So they are all scared of germs, right? So yeah, germophobics.
Like Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's not germophobic. It's just not to be, accused after that you touched something correctly.
But your fingertips are there. You still will touch someone with
It's
those.
it's to stay polite. It's to stay polite.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Diane, this is real love, you see.
Why?
Because he can't, just he doesn't want even to touch. This is love.
That's the king. That's the dead body. Where is love here? Love is over.
No, even you die, love is going on.
Ah, okay. Too romantic. You're too romantic.
For some reason, there were no queens. It seems like these two kings had no queens. I don't know why.
But in general, I think that we have very few female characters in the movie, right? Like three at all.
Oh yeah. You told about that widow lady and the princess. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the evil woman that fell in love with the hero in 1 hour.
Ah, okay. 1 hour lady.
Yeah, the 1 hour lady.
Okay. It's hard to notice from this picture, but I think at the left, as Gerard noticed, we have this key, right? This for shackles.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, let me describe that. So it's the picture after the happy weddings, right? When Alien invaded and
Happy wedding.
Well, I've seen pictures like that. Only all those people were drunk, just in the after the wedding, just exactly the same.
well, yeah.
Drunk guests. Okay, let's imagine they're just drunk.
Okay, yeah. They're just drunk and they have beet salad or something red, right? Around them.
Yes.
Okay.
They were dancing to, yes, energetically. Mhm.
And we see that everyone is dead, obviously, except the prince, right? Who now under rehabilitation by this old one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this one with the naked chest, right? That's the prince, right?
Rehabilitation was very simple, very simple. It was like ointment or something. They put it on the chest of prince, and it's done. He's fresh and ready again.
And ready to run. Okay, nice.
Okay, and
maybe
for
some
the
powerful magic, over there. So you don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for the first moment, I was surprised by the horse, but then I think it's not a horse from wedding; it's horse from old one who arrives at by horse.
Horse from the wedding.
So I think all the horses from the wedding are dead too at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we see, as we see, is saddle. Horse on the horse side, reins, bridle, but no yoke at this time because it does not have wagon, right?
Correct.
So
that's a very important detail. What the horse does not have at the moment. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
but is it called reins in the same case when it has wagon or reins?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, it's what you hold in your hands to control the horse.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Just okay, the horse without the wagon. Let's discuss what it would be if the horse.
Well, it's very important, very important because
yes. Your imagination just, oh my goodness,
because
going wild.
it's a rare chance for me to ask these details,
Yeah, absolutely.
I meet dead bodies and corpse everywhere, but where I can meet a horse?
Yes, with a wagon.
Well, normally we talk about horses with wagons and yokes, so this is a different situation for the horse.
Situation, absolutely. Different planet, actually, You should take that into account, right? No wagons over there. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Sergey, it's your turn.
Okay, it's adventures in the mountain where he wanted to find the special devices as glaive, and this cliff, the very very high stones. And it's not interesting moment of this movie without actions, only mountain and the hero itself. And I watched very fast this movie, very fast this moment. And we can see the clouds in the mountains, and the mountains range, and Kelvin scaling and a mountain side. It's all.
What is scaling? Amount of scaling.
Climbing.
For a moment,
just he's just touching the mountain with the tips of his hands, just wow, very dangerously. Yes, and the sword is there. Yes. Nice.
But I think that, Sergey, you missed a nice pun here. Clouds in the mountains or mountains in the clouds. You never know.
Yeah.
So vice versa, it's mean opposite, right?
Right.
Just change it. Okay, and range, what does it mean? Range, like a chain or not?
Yes.
Yeah, a long series.
Okay. So cliff just a steep mountain, right? Steep, stony maybe. Okay, not too much here, but sword. Okay, it's a central part. Diana, please.
Okay, so not much going on here. So lots of ice, like icy surface of I don't know, rocks, something like that. So that spaceship, like Black Fortress, landed, or whatever the name of the planet is. Can we say landed if it is not the land, right?
It kind of teleports, yeah.
Yeah. So it is in that icy territory, I don't know. So
landscape, terrain.
Yes, Siberia, teacher Lee. That I can see your handwriting over there. So let's say yes, sunlit domed area. So it's like it's a dome over there. Is it some, I don't know, why is it domed area? Is it like the special hallway over there? I don't know. So but it looks like mountain, very sharp edges.
He keeps the princess locked in there.
Okay.
So she's getting sunshine, vitamin D,
Vitamin D, yes. Like a special I don't know how to material which just lets vitamin D land on the princess. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Blue sky. Beautiful. I like that.
Yeah. And now we understand why princess don't agree to marry this guy, right? Because his house is very ugly.
Why? I like that. It's very fancy looking to me, just very unusual, gothic. I love gothic, reminds me of Dresden or something like that. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Gerard, please.
One thing I checked. One thing, the picture with the medallion and the hand.
Yeah.
So the hand wasn't the hand of the owner. The hand was the old man that took the medallion to give to the prince.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
He was
Mysteries
solved.
solved. Yes. So probably the other hand was also in the glove. This type of glove. Oh, okay. Good job, Gerard. You see.
Okay, please continue.
So this is a forest with big trees.
Mm.
The ban of a group of people who wants to reconquer, to defeat the beast.
Mhm.
They have horses. I think those are the normal horses. That those are not the mares or firemen. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ferns. I know ferns.
Yeah.
So, and I think they have these seeds they call spores,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
leaf-covered ground. So there are not too many plants in the ground because the trees are so big and they
Yeah, huge.
don't let the sunlight. But actually, this planet has two twin suns.
Two sons?
Yes, two suns that sunrise at the same time.
Ah, interesting. Interesting.
So we
Convenient.
can.
Convenient.
Okay.
Binary star system.
So do
That's
you think that it's a real trees, it's or not?
No, I think it's background.
We do have in California a kind of tree called a sequoia.
Very big.
Redwood. They do get this large. You can drive a car through the middle of them. They're big.
Yeah. But I think it's an answer to the question where money is gone. You know, to draw all these trees. So every cent at this time, it wasn't simple. Okay, Leila, it's for you.
Every time you just ask me, just different things. The widow of the web. Wow. Let's see.
Nice. Widow of the web.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mountains of spider web.
Mhm.
So I think I don't watch the film, but now I can just dream. And she's sad. And
Well, widow, supposed to be. It's like
not every widow. Come on.
I know, but this is like, just the
Let me tell you.
definition.
Yeah.
Let me tell you her story.
Okay.
The old man that came down from the mountain to save the day used to be her husband. And apparently he had some duty to go off and, help the planet by being the old one and dispense wisdom. So he left her, and he didn't know it, but she was pregnant. So she had a baby boy. And she was angry at the father for leaving her, so she killed her baby son.
Wow.
Oh, she's crazy.
And someone punished her, we don't know who, by putting her in this widow of the web position to suffer loneliness for all eternity.
Okay, so she's not a widow actually. Then, if the guy is alive, so she's not a widow. She's just the child killer, and she should be put in prison. So actually, it's kind of a prison. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So she deserved it. She can stay there forever.
Yeah, we do not care, right, Leila? We do not care for her.
Diane.
Yeah.
She regrets it, though. She regrets it.
It's too late. Mind. It's too late to regret.
Okay, so we know her story, right? The teacher explained to us how these hourglasses work with this magic sand, all these things. And I can remember that there was kind of magic mirror or something. When the old man looked on her through this window, through this mirror, she was like young and pretty and all those things, right? Okay, but I still don't understand this line. What does it mean? Or maybe it's for sequel too. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, that's for sequel. It's all the details for the next part.
Okay, pretty one, Sergey, please.
It is spider. It's a guard of the widows. And, he looks like a without colors. прозрачный.
Transparent.
Transparent.
Transparent because it hasn't the sun's the sun. That's my opinion. And
Okay. All right.
and
Okay.
strength and it made the spider web for guarding the widow.
Mhm. Okay, was it big? Was the spider? Was the spider
Yes,
big?
it's this is very big. Maybe
Uh-huh.
this is bigger than humans.
Ah, okay. So easy to eat humans then. Mhm.
Pretty scary, I would say. I would say that it's a spider albinos. Do you have this word in English?
Albino. Mhm.
Yeah,
Albino.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Spider albino.
Yeah, pretty one.
yeah, I would be scared of this one. Not a pleasant thing.
Crystal spider. Mhm.
Okay,
Nice.
let me find a picture with many details. Just for last one. About this one,
Oh.
Diana, please.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So this is the king, yeah, the prince, yes, the one, the irresistible one. We can see the chain of the medallion, yeah, the medallion of the king's authority around his neck. So we do not see the medallion, actually, we can see only the chain. And we see this weapon, the glaive. It is called with knives. So pretty clumsy. I can see that he can hurt himself right, next moment because it's just not
How do you
right.
catch
Hold
it?
it
Yeah.
no gloves in this case, So gloves during the wedding, but not here with all those sharp knives. Yes, blades. Yeah, and there are there are some jewels over there, rubies. Yes, so it's red, so probably rubies, right? And he seems to be very happy, and his hairdo is kind of nicely made. So he kind of, probably has some mirror, to look into every morning. I don't know. Nice. Yeah, but I can see that he was traveling. Yeah, there is the hole in his tunic right there on the other shoulder. So yeah. Oh my goodness, poor guy.
He got shot by the laser.
Ah, that's the laser. Okay, spoiled such a wonderful piece of clothes. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, but Diana, you're too strict to this guy.
No. He just, I almost love him,
It's not your time.
He tried very hard, very
Sure. Yes.
to protect his princess and all this world
And he succeeded, right?
Yeah.
Just tell me that he succeeded. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay, that's all I think for this movie. And for our time is over, but
I have learned, Ivan, two things. Love melts everything, every heart, and teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So, well, you just just gave us all the moral of this movie. So I have nothing.
Yes. I have another one. So, the team should sacrifice itself for the love to continue, to be eternal, just
And the planet.
And the planet, yes. So a lot of people should die just for the two to enjoy their love. Nice.
But she was a princess.
What? Yes, Ivan, I understand. Yes, she was. That's right. Okay, so you don't mind people, got killed.
But people got killed before that and after, so it's
absolutely, yes. Only the princess matters, and the prince is the irresistible one. Yeah, I got it.
Love will prevail.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Come again. We will choose another movie, but with romantic story, as always. Yes,
who chose this movie?
Who is the one to blame?
I know who did.
Guilty.
Well, it's a nice movie, so I will watch it actually because
No.
I need.
It's
I
it's
enjoyed
one of the
it.
old movies with a happy ending.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. Thank
It's
you.
important.
And
Thank you.
Bojina would like this movie probably. The monster's a little ugly, but it's not
But
too bad.
they're kind deep inside. There's not too much blood.
yeah.
So if it happens fast. So no torture.
Yes,
No, thank you.
that's true.
It does have a tiger, a goose, and a basset hound puppy. Okay.
Yes. A lot of the variety of animal world over there.
That's right.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. So I say
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.